Good day everyone, I'm Rina Jocson and I'm one of the member of Group 7. And in this video, I'm going to discuss the Philippine coast and tides. So these are the objectives in this video. So in this lesson, you should be able to first describe the Philippine coastline. Next, identify significant coastal areas in the Philippines. And last, discuss the effect of coastal erosion and tide on the Philippine coastlines. So, the Philippines consists of thousands of islands surrounded by waters. So, trivia lang po, in our country, we have 7,640 islands. Given its geographic features, we may assume that the first inhabitants of the country, if not farmers, were fishermen. Most citizens of the country are highly adapted to living near the water. It is almost an instinct for us to build a community near bodies of water. The Philippines, being an archipelago, is surrounded by seas. So, pag sinabi po nating archipelago, it is an area that contains a group of islands scattered in lakes, river, or the ocean. There are government agencies that protect both the coastal areas and the communities to sustain its resources. One of which is the Environmental Management Bureau or the EMB of Department of Environmental and Natural Resources or DENR. Water quality in this coast is studied to know whether the amount of dissolved oxygen is just enough for the water to be suitable as tourist zone. Fishery areas, spawning or recreation areas. Another agency is the DENR, Mines and Geosciences Bureau or MGB, which conducts assessments and geohazard mapping of coastal areas. So being an archipelago, the Philippines is encircled by water. In order to sustain its resources daw po, the communities and coastal regions are both protected by government agencies, which is yung mga nabanggit nga pong government agencies. So now, let's proceed in erosion in Philippine coast. Many areas throughout the country experience coastal erosion. It is one of the biggest environmental problems that country is facing. Example of areas in the Philippines that have experienced coastal erosion related concerns are areas in Ilocos Sur, La Union, as well as Leyte. Agencies such as DENR MGB aims to identify which areas experience erosion and sea level rise. So, marami pong lugar na nakakaranas ng coastal erosion. It is one of the largest environmental issues the nation is dealing with. So, halimbawa na lang po ng lugar na nakakaranas ng coastal erosion ngayon ay yung Ilocos Sur, La Union, sabi nga po dyan, pati na po yung Leyte. So, yung mga agency tulad ng DENR, MGB, ito po yung tungkulin nila na tukuyin kung alin mga lugar ang nakakaranas ng coastal erosion and sea level rise. So in 2011, the agency set out to target 97 coastal areas which identified Cagayan, La Union, Iloilo, Cebu, Aklan, and Antique as priority areas. It was reported that the municipality of Santa in Ilocos Sur experienced 3.9 feet or year shoreline reduction and erosion from 2003 to 2013. So, yung Cagayan daw po, La Union, Iloilo, Cebu, Aklan, and Antique were chosen by the agency as priority location in 2011 when it set out to target 97 coastal areas. And according to reports daw, from 2003 to 2013, the municipality of Santa in Ilocos Sur endured 3.9 feet or year coastal erosion and shoreline loss. Next, another case in Barangay Pilar in Buwang, La Union, which used to have an area of 12 hectares but continued erosion on land had reduced the barangay to 2 hectares. The population had also declined by 50%. 7 towns in the eastern seaboard of Leyte that have been identified by MGB are also prone to coastal erosion. The erosion rate in the province is believed to have been aggravated by strong storms that hit the area including Yolanda and Ruping. So another barangay daw po is yung Barangay Pilar in Buwang, La Union, which was formerly 12 hectares in size but has now been reduced to 2 hectares as a result of ongoing coastal erosion. The population has also decreased by 50% on latest eastern seaboard. MGB has identified 7 towns that have a similar vulnerability to coastal erosion. It's believed that powerful storms like Yolanda and Ruping, which devastated the area, worsened that province's erosion rate. Some coastal areas in the Philippines experience sea level rise, while others experience sea level fall. In a study by Clavano in 2012, areas prone to coastal vulnerability were identified. The coastal slope, wavelengths, wave heights, and tidal ranges, as well as rates of land erosion and sediments deposition, were studied to come up with a coastal vulnerability map. Coast near Lingayen Gulf, Lamon Bay, Camotsi, Guimaras Strait, Central Sulu Sea, and Bislig Bay were identified as high-risk areas. So in the Philippines, certain coastal regions experience rising sea levels while others experience falling sea levels. Areas vulnerable to coastal vulnerability were highlighted in a Clavano research from 2012. A coastal vulnerability map was created by researching the coastline slope, wave heights, tidal ranges, rates of land erosion, and sediments deposition. Very high-risk locations were found to be the coastline near the Lingayen Gulf, Lamon Bay, Camotsi, Guimaras Strait, Central Sulu Sea, and Bislig Bay. And last for our key points, the Philippine coast is composed of bays and coastal waters covering an area of about 266,000 kilometers. The Environmental Management Bureau or the EMB and Mines and Geosciences Bureau or MGB, both under the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources, which is the DENR, are government agencies that protect both the coastal areas and the communities in order to sustain their resources. Last, coastal erosion is one of the biggest environmental problems that the country is facing. So this is the end of my discussion. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Thank you for watching.